Hello and welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be playing Historic Goblins. We're going to be playing this in the best of one queue. I do have a sideboard for this deck, but I would like to take advantage of the aggressive nature of the deck and just hopefully be able to dumpster our opponents. On the low end of our curve, we have a bunch of little goblins. Some are for removal, some are for mana ramp. The Prospector is one of the better cards in the deck. It allows you to sacrifice your goblins to then produce mana. The Snoop here is one of the main driving forces of the deck. This allows you to play your goblins off the top of your deck, and then he has the activated abilities of all the goblins on the top of your deck. So if you have a Prospector on top of your deck, you can then use him to sacrifice goblins to get mana, or if you have Krenko on top of your deck, you can then tap him, if he no longer has Summoning Sickness, to then spit out a bunch of goblins. We have a few Incinerators in the deck just for removal. There's a one of Chainwhirler. There's more in the sideboard, but we're just going to be using the one main board. We're going to talk a little bit more about this later. We have both the Chieftain and the Warchief to give our guys haste. We're running more Warchiefs than Chieftains because we want to be able to reduce the casting cost to some of our goblins to get them out quicker. Ringleader lets us refill our hand. As we said before, Krenko just cranks out goblins. And then this guy. The whole point of the deck is to ramp to this guy, and then if he's in our hand, play him. Or if we have Matrons in our deck, we can search him up, sacrifice some goblins using the Prospector, and then drop him. He'll then get some goblins off the top of our deck, put them in play. If we're really lucky, we'll either already have a guy with haste in play, or he'll find a guy with haste and put him into play, and then we could just swing out for the win. Now, as I said, with Chainwhirler, there's a nice little combo in the deck with the call here. If you can get the Chainwhirler into the graveyard, either using the Prospector or the Phyrexian Tower, you'll be able to use Call to get him back. He will then come back into play with both Death Touch and Menace, which then, when he deals 1 damage to all the creatures, that will be with Death Touch, which just wipes their side of the board, which almost just lets you swing for lethal at that point. So, one of the best things you can do if you're starting to get overwhelmed is to use a Matron to search up a Chainwhirler, then sacrifice some goblins to play the Chainwhirler, and then sacrifice the Chainwhirler to produce mana and a few more goblins to then use Call to get the Chainwhirler back, wipe out their side of the board, and swing with what's left. Besides that, the mana base, besides the Phyrexian Tower, we have this to just give the little power pump to the goblins, and a couple of dual lands here just to be able to cast the calls. I do like this build of it, and I have been enjoying having access to Call in some situations where I've been overwhelmed by elves or just another goblin deck, and they just got a better start than me, so I can take my time as they're building up their forces to be able to overwhelm me and then just wipe their board. So that's about everything with the deck. Just quick with the sideboard. There's a little graveyard hate, a little removal, another call, more Chainwhirlers. We have this to deal with control decks and also the the zombie decks where we're just going to be playing lands, getting zombies. War Boss is good against control decks because he just keeps popping out goblins. This is good against Affinity Tempered Steel decks because you can sacrifice your goblins to destroy artifacts, and then just a one of Embereth if you want to, ignore blockers. So, that's about it. Let's get into the games. This is an easy mull. The lands are just too slow. This looks good. I think we're just going to bottom the Instigator here so that we can play our stuff on curve. And our Snoop. And safely get in for 1 here. Might be elves. And let's go find ourselves a goblin. What do we want in this situation? Yeah, We can ramp to this real easy next turn. Pretty safe to attack here. Yep, definitely elf. So this should be a big turn for us. Sacrifice some goblins. Nope. Yep. Misclicked there. Hold on. That's a lot of goblins. GG's. Yeah, this starting hand's a little slow too. This time we don't have any 1-drops or 2-drops. So we'll probably throw this one back. This is much better. Guess we'll bottom Krenko here. Maybe the Snoop. We could ramp to Krenko. Looks like we're playing against vampires here. So we can burn out this vampire, but he can just give himself indestructible. So I think we'll just hold on to this for now. Probably gonna just end up throwing it away anyway, just to get 4 damage on him. Yeah. I'm gonna try to burn this guy out and then force him to give him indestructible. Then, if he wants to be able to sacrifice him, I doubt he's going to, but just in case. And then we get a new card. No blocks. Anytime, opponent. Get this out there, give our guys haste, and reduce some of the casting costs. And get some damage in on Soren here. Ugh. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a problem. It's a combo. Now we can drop Krenko here, but he's not going to have haste, which will end up might getting him killed. So I think, yeah, we'll go with the Matron here. And we just have to decide what we want to get. Probably a Chainwhirler here. Yeah. Click on the Chainwhirler. Yep. Always afraid I'm going to click on something else when I mean to click the Chainwhirler, because it's just the one in the deck. It's a healthy bit of paranoia, though. You want to make sure you're clicking on the right goblin. Goodbye, guys. Yep.
but a taste of my power.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's gonna get indestructible. He has Death Touch, Lifelink. Yeah. Oh, yeah, can't block that. I'll take 4. As I said, it's a combo. Yep. Guess we'll swing in with this guy at Sorin, see what he does. Oh, that sucks. Okay, drop Krenko here. Hopefully he doesn't have any more removal. And we'll get this guy out. Yeah. Oh, that was a mistake. Yeah. I should have killed that guy in response so that he could not sacrifice him to kill my Krenko. Mistakes were made. Let's just try not to make them again. And he's back. Wow, this is good. Refill, please. Thank you. We're at 6. Not a very healthy life total. No, it looks really bad, but I think we can still pull it out from this spot. So block here, and then we just ping this guy. Take no damage, they get no life. More lands. We'll snoop and see what we got on top. Looks like we got more goblins. Blockers for days. Let's see if we get rid of Sorin here. Gotta work this out. Figure. Want to be able to play around some removal. Last thing I want to happen is get blown out by removal and not be able to protect ourselves from this guy. Yep. More Sorin. I guess we're blocking? Yeah, have to block. Up there at a healthy 27. And he's back again. Ooh, that's a good one. Now we definitely have all the mana we need. Let's just see if we can get something to cast. We can either Matron for something or Ringleader and see what's on top. Yeah. Probably go for the Matron here. Yeah, I think we will go for the big guy here. Sacrifice some goblins to be able to cast him. And then hopefully swing in for enough. May have to leave some guys back for defense. Just so we don't die. We're only at 6 here. Let's see what's on top. What do we want here? Tapped out, so anything we cast has to be either played off the treasure, or we're going to have to sacrifice goblins for it. We can get our Firebrand here, pick off that one blocker. Not a bad idea. And then that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's a lot, but I don't think it's lethal. I think it's only 21 damage. So, swinging with some of them, but not all of them. Leave some blockers back. Try to get rid of Sorin here. Sorry for the delay.
Vengeance will come for you one day.
And then we can sack a goblin if we want, and then get another prospector. That way we have another blocker. Cool. 3 blockers. They're drawing to see what they can get out of the situation with. Cool. This hand looks okay. We're on the draw. Really wish we had a 1-drop. I think it's serviceable. Hello, opponent. There we go. Still keeping. Ah, there's our 1-drop. I'm gonna guess this is a Nukin ramp deck. So then we have to balance in between being aggressive and conservative, depending on whether it looks like he's just about to drop Ugin or not. And if he does drop Ugin, we have to make sure that we can recover and be able to drop more goblins to be able to apply more pressure. So I think we're going to want the haste and the buff here. Yeah. Don't want to lose my Lord or my Prospector. You have a gallows. So here we're probably going to try to have 5 goblins in play, and then we're going to try to incinerate him. There goes our goblins. I know, Percy, it sucks. But Ugin will eat guys.
You are too dangerous to roam free.
Pot in the kettle. Pretty sure at this point we're not going to be able to catch back up. Just between him burning our guys out and being able to wipe the board if we can get any type of board state build up. Because I'll assume, after I get rid of this one, you're just going to play another one.
Matters to attend to.
That's a blocker. And I think here we just have to get him for as much damage as we can. We cannot give him a chance to get another Ugin now that he has the Forge in play. Is it an Ugin? Nope. Yep.
Evil must not be tolerated. I will rid you of your corruption.
I can't imagine anything he pulls out of his sideboard will be good for us. So here we don't have any good attacks. Our guys don't have haste. So we can give our goblin +1/+0, force the block, and then play the other two goblins out. Oh, my kingdom for a shock. Yep. And then we have two 1/1s. And he has two zombies. And a Nugan. Oh dear. Bye, Goblin.
My flames burn beyond. You will not threaten this world.
I think we're done here. Karn, are we done here? Karn says we are definitely done here. And the land atop my deck agrees. Yeah. Yeah, nothing in my deck left that can take care of the situation. Well, hopefully the next game's better. This hand looks good. Yes, we'll start by shocking in the Blood Crypt. Play the Prospector. And we won't know what they're on. Oh, this is going to be a slow game, isn't it? A very, very slow game. Okay, as long as it's taking, my money's on Island. Is it an island? Is it going to be anything? I love having the emotes muted. Puts their pet to sleep. Makes it look like his poor pet is bored to death. Yeah. No plays here, so I think we'll just swing in for one. You have Oro. Okay, that might be a problem. Okay, well, we have plays now. I think we probably want to start with the haste. Make all our follow-up plays more impactful. There we go. Now, if we were really worried about him blowing the blast zone to get rid of our prospector, we could have always sacrificed him there and traded him for 2 instigators, but I don't think it's worth it. Wow, a wilderness wreck player. Now, I'm gonna leave him back just to keep him safe. Make sure he doesn't get sharked. Play something to see if we can bait out some type of counter spell. Matron's only gonna be 2 mana, so that might be worth it. And then we can still leave up the Incinerator if we want to be able to take care of a creature. It's another Wilderness Reclamation. You have a lot of mana now. Can you do anything with it? Meticulous tapping. If you're just going to burn out one of my guys who is not the Prospector, don't think this is going to end well for you. Oh, there goes our haste. Let's see if they're dead. Play him, that's 10 damage. Could also drop our 6-drop here and maybe get him haste. Maybe we'll go for the easy 10. Wait, did I miscount? this hand looks fine. As always, start the Prospect. Oh, nope, sorry. The Firebrand. Actually, I think I wish it was a Prospector. What are we playing against here? Oh. I guess it's Mill. Yep. We're gonna die to a bunch of Cheerios. Yep, no attacks. If their deck go off, yeah. If their deck goes off, I'm probably just gonna fast forward through that part. I'll sit through it, but no point making you sit through it too. There's always a chance they'll fizzle, but it's so small. I want this to enter tapped. Oh, well, that was wrong. Maybe they'll think I'm holding up shock. Right. Oh, those lovely goblin sounds. No good attacks. Yep, looks like they're about to go off. And draw 2 cards. Yep. Yeah, this is probably where we're going to fast forward. Like I said, you missed absolutely nothing. And we're dead. Okay, I think this will be the last game for the day. And looks good. Start with the Firebrand. What are we playing against? An enchantment deck, Boggle deck. Either way, go with Snoop. I think we're just gonna get rid of this guy. We don't want him being able to use his protection for some of his more dangerous creatures. Yep. So he's gonna be looking to load up enchantments on this creature. I don't know if we want the haste or just to start playing stuff off the top of the deck. Yeah. Can't imagine I can block here, so yeah, he seems like a good bet. Okay. The core here can get out of hand really quickly, especially if you got that. That's a 3/5 now. good. Leave it back on defense. While it's on defense, we're not taking damage. Now we have Call on the top of the deck. So if we want, we can use the Matron later and then grab ourselves a Chainwhirler. Actually, seeing as this guy does not have Trample yet, I think maybe we'll use the Matron and grab ourselves Krenko. Then we can overwhelm him and he won't be able to block our guys. Yeah, I think we'll go with Krenko. Where are you? Krenko, there you are. Don't care if we throw away a few of these idiots. I just want to make sure we have back someone we actually want to block with. This way we don't lose our haste or our snoop. You may have an instigator. There are 10. Now that we have a prospect on top of our deck, we can sacrifice some of our goblins and get ourselves a Krenko. Yeah, I guess we could have done this before combat too. That's why it's very important to pay attention to what's on top of your deck when you have a Snoop in play. Yep. And now they're all the glitters. But without trample, that's not very scary. Crank them out. Well, this gives us ridiculous amounts of mana, ridiculous amounts of goblins. Might as well swing. Math is for blockers. GG's. Thank you for hanging out with me and my goblins, and hopefully we'll try this again in best of 3. See how it goes. Bye.